boys and girls. Today on our hike, we're going to do a little investigation. And a lot of times when we do an investigation, we use what's called CER. So C stands for the claim. What do we think the answer to our question is? E is our evidence. What did we collect to try to answer our question? And the reasoning helps you to look at your evidence at the end to find out if your answer to the question was true. So we're going to do a quick practice. So let's imagine that our question was, are there more worms on a driveway after it rains or when it is dry? So I have to answer that question. So I don't really know. I'm going to take a guess. And for my claim, I'm going to say, there are more worms on a driveway when it is dry than when it rains. And then I need to collect my evidence. So I might go outside after it rains one day and count how many worms I see. So when I did that, I counted 6 worms. And then I go out on a different day and I count 1 worm when it's dry. So then I make my reasoning. So my original answer was that there are more worms on a driveway when it is dry than when it rains. But that wasn't true. We had more worms after it rained. So I would say that my claim was false. It was not true. So we're going to use a question that one of the kindergartners came up with at the very beginning of the year. They said, do all the leaves from a tree change to the same color in the fall? So that means, do all the leaves of an oak tree only turn red in the fall? And maybe the leaves of a maple tree only turn orange? So that's what we're going to investigate today. So if you haven't already, you need to make a claim. What's your guess to the answer? So my claim says, I think leaves either do or do not turn to just one color in the fall based on the type of tree. So think about your claim and don't forget it because you'll need to write it on your seesaw activity. So if you think that maybe the leaves of a tree can all be different colors, we could have lots of different colors on a tree, then you would pick do not. So then we're going to be going out in the woods and we're going to be collecting some evidence. So watch the video, but when we get to the evidence part, this is what you're going to be looking at on your seesaw page. And then the last page is the reasoning. You're going to think about your evidence that you collected. And if all the leaves of a tree were the same color, then you would circle yes if the leaves turn just one color in the fall based on the type of tree, or you would circle no if there are lots of different color leaves on a tree. Hello boys and girls, I'm at the beginning of our path for our hike today, and man, it is such a beautiful day. I don't see a single cloud in the sky, and it's almost 70 degrees. Doesn't even seem like it's November. Oh my goodness, such a glorious day. All right, one thing we like to do at CER Frost when we start our hike is we like to jump over the raging river. But look, I don't see a raging river. I don't see any water. Well, we can't jump over a raging river without water. We'll check back in a couple weeks and see if the water has returned. Ooh, let's stop at this tree. This is an aspen tree. Lots of times they're called quaking aspens because the leaves shake so much. So let's look. I'm looking at my tree. I see a lot of yellow leaves. Look carefully at these pictures. What colors do you see in our leaves? Are they all the same? Or are there some different colors? Wow, there's not many trees that have a lot of leaves left on them. This is a sign that winter's coming. Ooh, look at this cool fungus or mushroom growing on this tree. Ooh, our next tree is a dogwood tree. So look carefully at the leaves. What color leaves do you see on this tree? Are they all the same color, or are there different colored leaves on this tree? I love the way it sounds when you're walking on a path of leaves and you hear the crunch, crunch, crunch. Ooh, here we are at a maple tree. This is right outside my classroom. And maple trees are where we get maple syrup from. So take a look at some of the leaves that you see on this tree. What colors do you notice? Are they all the same, or are there different colors of the different leaves? It's pretty bare in the forest. Not a lot of shelter for different animals, because a lot of the leaves are gone. So some of the bird nests and the squirrel drays or squirrel nests are a little easier to find now because there's not so many leaves. Ooh, this is called a cranberry bush. So look at the leaves on this. The leaves kind of look like maple leaves with their shapes, but they're a little different. So what colors do you see on these leaves? Do they all have the exact same color? Or are there multiple colors on the leaves? You can see those red berries next to the leaves as well. So what colors do you see on these close-ups of the leaves? So what do you think the answer is to our question? Do leaves turn just one color in the fall based on the type of tree? Or can trees have more than one color leaf in the fall?